and welcome to Smash Course.
On this episode, we'll talk about Judaism, its beliefs, major events, and historical impact. But before we can do that, we have to talk about its past.
Let's go to the start. Judaism began about 4,000 years ago with the Hebrew people in the Middle East. Abraham, a Hebrew man, is considered the father of the Jewish faith because he promoted the central idea of the Jewish faith, that there is one God. At the time, many people in the Middle East worshipped many gods. It is said that Abraham and his wife Sarah, who were old and childless, were told by God that their children will be as plentiful as the stars in the sky, and that they will live in a land of their own, the Promised Land. Sarah gave birth in her 90s, and the couple named their son Isaac. Isaac had two sons named Jacob and Esau. Centuries later, the Jews were in Egypt where they were enslaved by the Pharaoh. Moses came along and decided it was time for liberation. He took the Jews to the Red Sea and parted with a tap of his staff. He made his way into the desert and got lost for 40 years. He and the Israelites made it to Mount Sinai in Egypt where God came to them. There, God appeared to Moses and made an agreement with them. God declared that all the Israelites are his people and that it was either his way or the highway. Also known as the Ten Commandments, these laws were part of the Torah. Speaking of the stars, here's a Pikachu.
One fun fact of Judaism is that it was the first monotheistic religion believing in one God. Pika Pika!
The Jewish people believe in the laws written in the Torah. These were given to the Israelites at Mount Sinai. They believe they must follow God's laws which govern daily life.
The Ten Commandments, as written on two separate stone tablets given to Moses, are:
Worship no other God but me. Do not make images to worship. Do not misuse the name of God. Observe the Sabbath day, Saturday. Keep it holy. Honor and respect your father and mother. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not accuse anyone falsely. Do not tell lies about other people. Do not envy others' possession. Later legal books written by rabbis determine the law as it applies to life in each new place and time. Pika Pika!
Hey yo, Luigi. You know what also governs my daily life? Food. You hungry, Luigi?
Yeah, I was thinking matzah.
Sure, let's invite the Pikachu.
Pika Pika! Now, what's a meal without some education? Did you know that there are three basic groups of Jewish people who have a different understanding of the interpretations of the Torah?
Orthodox Jews believe that all practices in the Torah that are practical to obey must be obeyed without question.
Conservative and Reform Jews believe that the ancient laws and practices must be interpreted to fit modern life with inclusion of contemporary sources and with more concern with community practices than with ritual practices.
And finally, Reform Jews veer off a little more than that. Men and women are seen as equal, both being allowed to sit together during service and in becoming rabbis, and both Hebrew and the local language are spoken in service.
Oh, what's that?
That's the banana phone.
Yeah, honey, I'll pick up the halal before Shabbat. Oh, you want to know what the mystery document is? Well, it's a mystery.
Time for the mystery document.
You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself a graven image, nor any manner of likeness of anything that is heaven above, that is heaven beneath, that is earth beneath, or that is water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. I'm going to say that was in the second commandment from Exodus 20-2:14.
Pika Pika!
Unlike the Egyptian religion at the time, Judaism taught its followers to believe in only one God. This directly opposed Egyptian rulers, such as Thutmose II, causing an obvious conflict.
This pattern of monotheism is seen in other major religions such as Christianity and Islam. As Christianity has the Bible and Islam has the Quran, Judaism's major text is the Torah.
Did you say Dora?
No, I said Torah. Judaism is closely related to Christianity because of the eventual beliefs and the use of the Ten Commandments. However, Judaism sees Jesus as a false prophet and does not view him as the Son of God. Christianity, on the other hand, views Jesus as the Messiah. In comparing the numbers, Christianity currently has 2 billion followers, the most widespread religion in the world, while Judaism has 14.2 million followers, the 12th most widespread religion in the world.
How did the religion spread to over 14 million people? Well, after emancipating them from the Egyptian enslavement, Moses led the Israelites to the Promised Land, Canaan. After many years, Canaan was conquered by the Assyrians, the Babylonians, and then eventually the Romans. The Israelites once again found themselves enslaved, this time by the Babylonians. The Israelites were then taken over by the Romans, who destroyed Jerusalem. Most of the Jews were scattered all over the region and eventually moved from place to place to avoid persecution, which continues to this day. The dispersion of the Jews is called the diaspora.
From the diaspora to now, Jewish followers have faced immeasurable persecution. During World War II, Jewish persecution largely affected Germany. Beginning in the 1880s, Jews began returning to their homeland in growing numbers, this time to avoid persecution where they lived. However, that was not the case.
Let's go to the thought bubble. Hitler blamed the Jewish people for the German defeat during World War II. He began a systematic extermination of all Jewish people in 1943 after invading Poland. The Nazi army employed concentration camps to kill many with minimal effort. Over 6 million people died during World War II between 1943 and 1945, 1/3 of the world's Jewish population at the time. If you want to talk numbers, that's nearly half of the Jewish population today.
If you want to talk more numbers, approximately half of the Jewish population live in the United States. 1/4 live in Israel, and another quarter live all around the world, in Europe, Russia, South America, Africa, Asia, and other North American and Middle Eastern countries. Other than how widespread it has become over the past 4,000 years, how is Judaism affecting us today? Judaism led to the creation of a 7-day week with a day of rest, Sunday. It has also shaped Western beliefs about gods, as the covenant defines the relationship between monotheistic people and one all-powerful God. Judaism was the first of the big 3 religions leading into Christianity and Islam. Another important aspect of Judaism is that infants are to be protected and cared for, whether or not they turned out to be the gender you were hoping for. This contributed to a growing sense of inequality. Pika pika! And without further ado, the boys in green and red, your part-time habibis, part-time gamers, and full-time educators, Mario and Luigi!
Back to the land of Canaan, right from Memphis. My chabibi, Abraham, not when he was the first king of real homies. My Moses him. He taught everyone how to be a Jew. 40 years in wonder, the desert, so they can get to the land of apples and honey and the dirt. Yeah! Look at all these lights, shine in the night. Let them lead to the homeland where they take a first. You better get down to pray, because through it all, Judaism is here to stay.
This is Mario.
This is Luigi.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Pika pika!